If I could suck on those green eyes, that I will do it every night. I love your eyes, Chef Maurice. It's the eyes of an angel. And he also cooks food, and you know what they say, that love is gain in the mouth with an orgasm in the mouth, and make him feel like you're gonna be forever. Welcome to the Broski Doodles podcast, the best podcast in all of the land, straight from San Francisco, the gay nation, and home of the homeless. Chef Maurice and Kiko coming from Madrid, where many battles were battled. That's a pretty bad intro. We're on all platforms. Please subscribe. Please leave the comments. And also please leave ratings. Only the good ones. If you don't like it, just forget us. But don't leave a bad rating. People are now getting ideas. Oh, you could leave a bad rating? No, I'm just kidding. You just don't leave nothing. No redes, no nothing. Just watch and leave. Subscribe. You know one thing that I hate, and this is why I don't promote the subscribe and like stuff, because I just have people know that they should do it, right? Like, support us. But when you hear like a YouTuber speak and they're like, hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit the little bell so that you get a notification for every time I put a video up. And they make it look like, oh no, you should do it so that you can be reminded of the video. No, motherfucker, it's for you. And this is for us. But we want you to want to help us because you believe in what we do, in the good work that we do for the community. When we go out there and the kids look at us as a role model, that's really where the value is. When Chef Maurice is making, these little classes where he teaches kids how to cook, how to like cut the onions, how to make a nice carbonara. You think he's doing it for the money? No, there's no money involved when you go to this, impoverished communities and teach them how to cook. What are some of the dishes you've taught the kids in the impoverished communities to cook? What do you think is a good one that you always bring, a classic, so to speak?
Carbonara, like you said. It's just a bunch of 5-year-olds scrambling egg and grating the pecorino.
And you do it for the kids, right? Or is it more for the moms?
It's for the experience, or the moms. It's for the experience.
Would you
they
say
teach me something, I teach them something.
Would you say that part of what makes you, right? Like wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is it worth living or should I blast myself? When you wake up in the morning, do you want
finger blast?
You want finger blast? No, not when you're doing these classes. After, which is fine. You can be a cook like you are, and then also be into finger blasting at other times of the day when you're not doing any sort of
right.
Culinary camps for the kiddos. But people might think like, oh, but that's dumb. I mean, what are you gonna teach them to cook? Grilled cheese. Some of these kids are gonna be homeless if they can cook on the streets. What? Why are you laughing, man? That shit makes like that's it. That's a taboo. That's why people look at them that way. If you have a few, first, aid courses, right? Some cooking stuff. You can make a mean PB&J when you're in the street. Okay, you know how to set up your little tent? Put rocks in the corner so that the wind doesn't take it. California wind can be heavy. Okay. Some people say, oh, let's go to the beach. Let's be near the beach so that we can in the morning go into the beach, do a little, session, look at the sky, get a little tan. But also understand that being close to the beach, you're close to all the homeless. Because that's that's the spot. That's where it's most demanded. Okay? All right, so on that note, we're gonna talk about a little bit of the tops. So what does that mean?
Tops.
When I was a kid,
Secret tops.
when I was in high school, getting top was getting head. Bro, she gave me tops. You never used that?
No,
Bro,
no.
she gave me dome. These are things, bro. The vernacular of the time. Okay? So now tops. Top, when people say, oh, top 5, top 10. Bro, can you
A
name
list.
top 5 domes in your life? Go.
Kelsey.
All right, this was Kelsey. I was 13. I'm like, it's legal. Okay, no, you have a few tops that we're going to review today. And yeah, please share them. And we're going to talk about this. Today's a little fun episode, okay? If today you wanted to hear wisdom, if today you wanted to hear, how we're going to solve the world, how economy is entangled with the socioeconomic situation of all countries and a big world economic forum, this is not the episode, baby. We will have some of those. Today is a little more goosey, more loosey, more boozy, more juicy. Oh! All right, talk to us. Talk to us. Chef Maurice. Chef Maurice.
Do you like watching TV?
I does.
Now, watching TV and watching something else, like watching TV, what does that mean? Watching like
I don't know. Are you retarded?
Your grandma's cooking show?
Yeah,
The Price is Right? Or
it is true. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be a dickhead. Yeah. Watching TV is kind of like an archaic term. Because I don't think kids say that when they're going to go watch Netflix on their smart TV.
I'm going to watch Netflix.
I'm going to watch Euphoria and finger blast myself. What? Rebecca, you're only 17. Mom, everybody's doing it. Mom, it's Euphoria. It's Zendaya. Do that. Zendaya's finger blasting Katie. Okay, let me do it.
When we started watching TV, we were watching a lot of sitcoms.
True.
So I brought a little top 10, as we sometimes like to do, a top 10 of sitcoms voted by these people, like the followers of this
some
page.
retards in an office in LA or some shit, or New York. Katie, which one did you like? Oh no, this one was still fucking patriarchal. Okay, sorry. I just like all these lists are made by some fucking idiots all the time, but we love to do them.
Yeah, because we always disagree on what they choose.
Yeah, we always disagree. Should we start from the 10 or from the 1?
No, 10. Make it 1 as like the exciting part.
Okay.
So,
all right, guys.
It's 10 shows, 10 sitcoms that we used to watch as kids.
All right, 10 series, sitcoms. That was the old school name.
A lot of them are 90s and plus.
Okay.
And there's only one from the 80s. And it's actually still running. But
damn.
Anyways, number 10. We used to watch this as kids. A rapper.
Oh, the Prince of Bel-Air.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air at number 10.
Okay. I mean, obviously, we need to hear more so we can start arguing. But Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I think it was a solid. We used to listen to it in Spanish, which now thinking about it is like super weird, that Spanish dub. Like now I'm thinking it didn't do it justice when you have such great actors doing the things that we're doing.
Have you seen the new feature on YouTube where you can translate it? And then the people talking it's the same voices. It's the same voices, but in another language.
No, but it's not the same voice.
Yeah, it's the same tone of voice.
But it's a different person.
It's an AI thing.
But what, so on episodes of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
No, imagine if they did that on this shows.
Oh.
But now YouTube has this feature. You should look it up. Let's say the other day I was watching Luisito Comunica.
Okay.
And he started speaking English. I'm like, what? And then
he himself.
So it's the same tone of voice through AI, I'm guessing, and then it's just translating as it goes.
Fuck.
And then you can choose other languages. It has like Japanese, I don't know, German.
But this is
French.
not offered for everything. Like you have to have it in. Like this is not like our episodes are being offered like this.
I don't know. We have to check it out.
Imagine if right now they're listening to us in fucking Japanese.
Oh,
God damn it.
Well, while looking
that was actually me. That was not the translation. That was me live. from the
So when they're
studio.
translating this on YouTube, they just put it in English or whatever you said, which
Exactly.
was Japanese.
Exactly. It goes back and forth. So I could trick it.
Number 9 on the list, South Park.
Okay, right away, I'm gonna be against.
But let's
Right away, I'm gonna be against this. And even though I still need to hear the rest, for me, sorry, this is gonna sound a little bit like 90s kid, Limp Bizkit. You're a little. South Park is number one to me. But yeah, okay. What's your thought on that?
so far so good. I mean, I'm not a big South Park fan. I know what it is about. I've seen episodes. For me, it would have been 10, Fresh Prince 9, but let's look at the list. And then we can keep judging.
Also, so South Park you would have had in 10.
In 10, yeah.
So you prefer Fresh Prince? Okay, it's interesting. All right, I won't say much about that. Just I think it's just the best. But yeah, let's go number 8.
Number 8. This was one of my favorite shows. How I Met Your Mother.
I see a lot of memes about this one, and there's a lot of like fanfare, like a little cult fanfare about it, right? That's the guy with like James Patrick or what's this guy's name? The blonde guy,
Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick Harris, and the girl from
The Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Colby Smulders, and then the girl from the American Pie.
American Pie. Yeah, so I hear it's really good. You liked it?
It's very good.
Okay. How Met Your Mother.
I feel attached to that one because I followed when it came out. I followed it weekly on a weekly basis.
Could you give me? I mean, obviously nostalgia hits a little bit, but what is it with the culty following of that series?
I don't know. I think it's a lot of like the friendship. I think to a lesser degree, it has the same effect as Friends. Because if you see How I Met Your Mother, it has the same premise as Friends. You know, the friends who kind of live together and kind of date each other, and they do stupid shit.
Would you say that it's sort of like an updated version of Friends, like 10 years later? And
No,
also, no?
It has different. The vibe is somewhat of the same. Like Friends had this cafe that they would go and like meet up. How I Met Your Mother has like a bar, so they would all go to a bar and meet up there, and they have like their own space, just like as Friends.
So it's a copy.
It's basically right. It's the same, different story. This guy is like telling the story of how he met the kid's mom.
Right, and I understand it's like two gay couples. It's a little more modern, right? Is it more relatable than Friends in that sense?
I like them more. I have never seen Friends. I've seen episodes, but I haven't seen the whole shit. For me, it's more relatable How I Met Your Mother. Just because at that time you had a bunch of friends and then a place that you would go to and drink and go out and find people. So you find some relation to it.
Okay. I got to take a look at it, but...
For me, I think it should be higher, but let's keep looking. Number 7, the 1980s sitcom that's still running.
Simpsons?
The Simpsons.
Okay.
Number 7.
I know of Simpsons. I've seen episodes, but I've never been a Simpsons fan. So I couldn't really say. I mean, I hear people that are smart and know about the subject tell me that, it's a great institution and that it is true in the last 10 years. Maybe it's gotten a little bad and maybe woke. But yeah, I mean, the only thing that I have connection with it is that I remember some years back, one of the main guys, one of the voice actors that did a lot of the voices, including Apu, the Hindu 7-Eleven owner. There was like this whole thing about that being racist, and he sort of quit doing the character because he felt that, I think his name was like Hank Saria or something which is like a Middle Eastern name, which to me is like, hey, he's not even a white guy doing an Indian. Like, it's just like Hank Azaria.
Hank Azaria, yeah.
So there was this whole thing about like, oh, he's doing this stereotypical Hindu voice, and like to me, that just annoyed me. You add to the fact that the story of Apu, from what I understand, again, I didn't see the series religiously, but I understand he's like, he makes a success out of nothing, and it's like the American dream. So I don't see what's wrong with it. But anyways, that's the only thing I know about it. Other than that, I understand that it's amazing and like the 90s was 90s, early 2000s were really good episodes. Um, so if anything, I think it should be higher, although I'm not a fan.
I was a fan when I was younger. Not anymore.
Again, with this older series, the problem also is we saw them in Spanish, and I think that's a big like difference. It makes it a whole different show.
Well, have you noticed that Argentinians have a big The Simpsons culture?
Yeah, I heard that. Wasn't
It's a
aware
big,
until
big
recently,
thing.
but apparently in yeah, it's very huge. The Simpsons culture in Argentina. I don't know why
Crazy.
that is.
I don't know either, but they're very into it.
Yeah,
It's very weird.
that's right.
Interesting, but weird.
I mean,
Numbers.
like when you said it, it's cool, and now it's starting to get weird. So
Yeah, it's starting to get
maybe they
weird.
should check that.
Number 6, The Big Bang Theory.
You know, I really enjoyed because this is my thing with Big Bang Theory, and I mean, I wasn't like a huge fan, but I saw it enough to be able to have a little bit analysis on it. At the time, I liked it because I was a young kid, and when I was young and dumb, that show did it for me. Like the show sounded a little smarter than others, and the jokes were a little smarter, were a little now when I look at it, I'm like, oh, this is super dumb, right? Like, but back then it was cool, and I can only judge it by what it was at the time that it came out, and I think it was original. The lady in that Kuko, Ashley Kuko, or
Yeah.
so so beautiful, so beautiful, and it was a
Kelly Cuoco.
Kelly Cuoco. It was a perfect like little trope of like this nerdy guy and then this hot girl. It did always bother me, right? And this is a me, a little bit of me not wanting to suspend disbelief. Like that's totally not real. That would never happen. Kelly Cuoco, was it?
Kelly Cuoco.
Kelly Cuoco. She would never chill with those motherfucking losers.
Of course she would.
That's facts. Facts. But of course,
She
eh,
would.
no, she wouldn't. And
She's cool like that.
no, she isn't. And look, there's this fucking thing. You know what's crazy? There's a movie, but it's not her. Never mind. This lady single-handedly made a proxy porno through that show. Because all the nerd guys, again, kids these days won't know. They're like, oh, you could jerk off to thinking of things. Back then, kids will see this show and think, I could really fuck Kelly Cuoco. Kelly Cuoco.
Cuoco.
Or the Kelly Cuoco of my school. And no, Kelly Cuoco of your school is getting rammed by fucking Ryan Reynolds of your school. Okay? Not you. Who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? So that was my little bother with the show. It's like, this is not real. Kelly Cuoco is not doing anything to these fucking retards.
Number 5.
sorry. I got a little out of hand. I shouldn't have.
One of my favorites. I saw this and I laughed.
I saw
I think
this and I
5.
laughed.
No, like I saw the show and I laughed. It's a very good show. Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I wasn't even thinking these type of series would be in the top because I'm thinking more like classics in general. But I'm happy that you included it because then now I can know some of the more recent ones are also possible. Brooklyn 911. I'm a big fan. Love it. Love Andy Samberg. R.I.P. to the colonel or commander. Lieutenant.
Number 4.
Oh, we're not gonna talk about Brooklyn 911.
Great show. Love
That's it. Great show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. Terry
Amazing
Crews
show.
is great on it. The main lady on it, super pretty, super funny thing, which is Andy Samberg. Yeah, I mean, it's just good. It's kind of like The Office for cops.
Number 4.
Damn, this guy.
Modern Family. I'm not there. I never watched it. Never seen an episode.
Modern Family is one of these also culty ones. This is what the thing with Modern Family. When I look at clips, I've never watched it, but when I look at clips, the clips are always funny, and they have characters in the series that are super good. Like there's this guy that's married, but he's kind of like an asshole, and he's always finding ways of trying to get out of his wife. The main guy on it, the one that's married to Sofia Vergara, again, completely fake scenario. I love that guy because that guy is in a series back in the 80s, which I actually think should be number 2. And it's called Married with Children. Let's see if you have it there next. All right, so check it out. Modern Family, I never liked it. I never got into it. And I'm going to confess something that doesn't really sound well, and I hope it doesn't offend anybody. I always sort of disliked Sofia Vergara's character in that show. It was like a very stereotypical Latina woman, heavy accent. Oh my God, I'm hot and I don't know how to speak English. And it always bothered me. I never liked that. So because of that, I turned off and I never really watched that show. But I understand it's super funny, and I've seen many clips. And it's been going on for years, like a decade. Or I don't know if it's still going now, but it did. I mean, I wouldn't, for me, it would be lower in the list, but I can understand if people love it. I respect it.
Number 3. My personal favorite. The Office.
Okay. The Office. You know what? I'm one of the lucky ones that I've seen The Office episodes here and there, but I haven't like binge watch everything and see it all. So I still have that pleasure to do it. For people that love The Office, I recommend, and this one I have completed it because it's very short, the original Office UK. Drier humor, but if you're smart and you like good comedy, that one is really good too. It's different from the American one. This is not to say one is better than the other one. I think they're both great, and they just feel a different, they scratch a different itch, although they're similar and the concepts are the same. For a little bit of context, Ricky Gervais created the original Office in the UK, in London, and that became successful. And then Steve Carell did it in the US, along with Ricky Gervais' help, and that series went on for many seasons. I love it. I actually think The Office is just great. It's amazing. Like I said, I haven't seen it religiously, but I've seen enough episodes of it to know like it's great. Steve Carell in it is amazing. All the characters. It's one of the best shows ever. And I think for me, I might put it either 2 or 3 after South Park. For me, The Office. So yeah, not really a discussion there.
Number 2. Another cartoon.
Okay, so this is gonna be the Family Man.
Family Guy.
Family Guy. You know, another one of those that I understand is amazing, but I never really watched it as a whole, maybe seen 1 or 2 episodes. But whenever, in this clip culture that we live in, whenever I'm scrolling through the nets, you'll get like a little meme or a little video of the show, especially the older ones from like the 2000s. And it's always some like crazy shit, like, oh my God. So I need to watch it. I do understand these days, I don't even think Seth MacFarlane is even involved in it. And they have gotten woke, so I don't know if it's still good. It could be. But actually, I don't have a problem with it. Even though I'm not a great fan, I know that it is amazing, and I know that they go harder than the pain when it came to jokes and shit. They didn't give a fuck. And I think the cartoons element makes it a little easier for you to go, to those edges of the world and be really dark, like South Park.
Number 1.
Friends.
You want to... Friends.
It's Friends? Okay. All right, so this is right away the biggest disappointment. I hate Friends. I'm a Friends hater. I fucking hate Friends. The only thing good that came out of Friends was Jennifer Aniston, who I love. No disrespect to anybody. Obviously, these are things that scratch different people's itches. To me, Friends is like the most commercial version of it. Even though a lot of these have laugh tracks, Friends laugh track is just so hard. It's just boring comedy, simple comedy, and I never got into it. And I've seen it for so long in the U. When we're young, we used to watch it like in Spanish, and then when I started watching it in English, I never got it either. I think it's super overrated, but I understand it's the best grossing series. Maybe is the one that's made the most money.
It doesn't. It doesn't say, but I guess it is.
Now I understand that this one included all types of series, not just the classics. But there's one there that I again haven't watched myself, but that I understand is the GOAT of sitcoms. Like taking away like South Park and maybe The Office, because The Office is not really a sitcom, but like the older ones, there's one that I'm really surprised is not on this list. Could you guess which one?
Baywatch.
Come on, bro. Second try.
In the 90s? I don't know. I can't think of something right now.
Like in the same time as Friends. Actually, I believe there was a camp. Like it was Friends camp and then team whatever. Jewish man.
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. I understand Seinfeld is amazing.
I've never seen it.
I've been
Never.
told it's insanely amazing, wit, smart, super good. And apparently back in the day, because they ran at the same time, Friends was kind of like for the dumb people and then Seinfeld was for the cool people. That's what they said. I didn't even say this. Like they said that. So yeah, for me, Friends, I just never connected. To me, it seemed like very easy comedy. But now that we're in this road, let's go a little bit further, right? Let's think about which ones will be in your top 5. If that list was yours, right? Let me give you a little bit from me, and you tell me if you like it. If not, you can spit it back in my face.
Are you gonna say from this list, or you're gonna give me some more?
No, I'm gonna give you like my own 5.
Okay, okay.
Like if it was my top 5, which one would it be?
Okay, okay.
And some I might be forgetting, but just ones that come to my mind that I would put on the top. So South Park, The Office, great. Not yet. I think it still needs time to grow and become like a staple in society. But Rick and Morty has potential to be there for me. Have you seen Rick and Morty? I recommend it. There's short ones. In your case with a kid, it's perfect. You can sit back, watch 20 minutes. It's done. You go, change the diapers, teach, the numbers, colors, then you go back. So Rick and Morty is a cartoon, of course. I think even though it's not right now GOAT material, top 5 material just in general, because you have so many classics and great ones that have come before it, it has potential to become one of those things like Family Guy, South Park, Simpsons.
I wanna give you the definition of what sitcom is, just so we have so we have an understanding.
For people that are listening, how thick is our accent? Leave in the comments.
Sitcom is short for situation comedy. Funny TV show with a realistic setting, like an apartment full of wacky roommates or a restaurant where regular cast or character cracks jokes from week to week.
Okay, so I think what makes it a sitcom is that you repeat the places that they're in,
right?
And sitcom, situational comedy, is not necessarily a series that connects each episode together, but more like this people's life, and then each episode, you see something that happened in their lives, and you don't have to know about it for the next one. Because I think that's one of the main things that made these shows work, right? The fact that you didn't have to watch all of them, and he made it so that you could simply watch one of them. But if you were a fan and you wanted to watch all of them, there was also a connection between all of them if you wanted to get that far.
There's like the one main story and then a bunch of
little
other
stories.
little stories that are in the episode that kind of go with the main story.
So that's sort of what goes with sitcoms, right? And I think Friends did really good at that, at having those little situations, but also a larger story, right? Like Ross and Jennifer, they liked each other, and then at the end, whatever it is, I never watched it, but I understand there's an arc in the characters and such. So sitcom is that. If I can go a little bit more old school, Married with Children, which is an older, I think it's from the 90s. It's with the guy from Modern Family, the main dad, the one that's married to Sofia Vergara. And I don't know the other actors, but it was you could tell it was very 80s, very 90s, Married with Children. But to me, it was so real. Like, it was no woke at all. It was like straight to the face, To me, it was super fun. I loved it. I don't think people know about it too much. Did you watch it? Did you get to watch it?
I saw some of it. Yeah, not religiously, but I've seen episodes.
Yeah, it wasn't one of the most famous ones. But I also think, like, because it wasn't the famous one, it's because it wasn't hitting with the masses. It was hitting with a smarter audience. The jokes were different. It was a lot of sarcasm. It was a lot of satire, and I loved it. And it wasn't sugar coated. It reminds me a little bit of the Tim Allen show as well, which is a little bit before. But Tim Allen, the actor, he had this show where he was like a handyman, and it was a sitcom too, and it was really good. You were told things to the face. There wasn't this sugar coated thing. So those would be like the classic ones that I would like. Seinfeld, I want to watch. I hear is great. And then let me give you some that are a little, alternatives here. Maybe ones that you didn't even think were there. Let me get you with an old school Even Stevens. I know that's not a sitcom. I know it's a kids show. It's Disney. But I liked Even Stevens. That's with Shia LaBeouf. You ever watched it?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. So you had that. Boy Meets World. I know these are a little bit outside of the realm. It's a little different. What's it called? Like a different theme, but they're still within those. And Boy Meets World was amazing. It was a hit in Venezuela as well. When I started watching it in English, it was much better. Closer to Us, and this one's just a short-lived. Workaholics. You ever watch that? I really liked it. And then, yeah, sorry, go.
No, I was going to say that the guy that I forget, Adam Levine,
Yeah, Divine.
Divine, he was shooting a TV or a movie close to where I was working some time ago.
Nice.
So.
Yeah,
Cool.
he's
Cool insight.
rich and they make movies now. And they produce that show themselves, so it was pretty cool. The three of them wrote it. Yeah, I love those independent shows. Like I remember Judd Apatow before he made, the 40-Year-Old Virgin and all these hits. He had two series. They're not sitcoms, but more like, series back in the day. One called Undeclared and one called Freaks and Geeks, where a lot of like the actors that you see now came from when they were like very small, like Seth Rogen, James Franco. I'm forgetting, but many people that you see now came from those series. Even Kevin Hart was on Undeclared. So, and then there's one that I love that I haven't watched all of it. I need to, because it's hard to find. This motherfucker is never available in any streaming service, at least in Europe. And it's one of my favorite shows. And to me, it has to be in my top 5. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Did you ever get to see it?
I did. Not the whole thing. I'm not up to date with it. But the first, I think 3 or 4 seasons, I watched the whole
thing.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I love it. I love that show. I remember one time I went to visit the U.S. when I already moved here, and I went to visit some friends, and they were like, "Hey, bro, you want to do LSD? I got a bag filled with like 300 papers," and I'm like, "Whoa, dude, are you okay?" And so I was like, "Okay, yes." And then we just stayed the whole night watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I never laughed that hard. So I don't know. I love that show, but the thing is, I can't get it here. It's not available anywhere, and I'm not about the pirating life. Okay, that's not me. That's not me. Okay, and I have one more to give you. Just one more. Just one more. Which is really, really great. I think it's one of the tops. It's still going on. And it's actually linked to another one we spoke to. Curb Your Enthusiasm by Larry David, the creator or co-creator of Seinfeld. What do you think about that one?
I've never seen it whole. I've seen episodes, but it's been
Yeah.
a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, just episodes. I haven't seen it all either, but it's great. I say you don't have anything to say.
No, I don't. No.
No, I don't want to do this. I don't want to record podcast.
Larry David, funny person.
Okay.
Great show.
All right. Well, I love it. I love the fact that it puts out there these situations that we all live where we are uncomfortable, where we have these awkward moments. And Larry David is that person inside of us that maybe doesn't have the confrontational attitude that Larry has, but we love to see in TV how he would just respond to things, that are dumb and just be like, hey, but this is not how it is. And I just love that part because we all have that inside of us, that little angry man that gets annoyed at dumb people, And we sometimes want to scream at their face and tell them what's good. And Larry does that for us. They're still going on. There's new episodes now on HBO. We're not sponsored by HBO, but we can speak. We can talk. Top 10? That's my top 5. Do you have anything to add to your top 5?
No, I feel like this list kind of sums up what I watched. And the ones I didn't watch, I told you. But yeah, I feel like this top 10 kind of describes what I like. Some dumb stuff, some funny stuff.
Would you say you go with the masses?
I guess for this, yeah.
A little bit. I
Like
mean, you said The Office. I mean, The Office is mainstream, but it's also alternative, right?
Yeah, it's very. I think it has a big cult, like a big following.
Are you a Friends guy or no?
No Friends guy.
Okay, so that's not, you're a little bit cool. Big Bang Theory guy?
No.
Oh, no. So
Modern Family, no.
So from this list, then, which one are the ones that you actually would put in your top 5?
I think, The Office that we said, The Simpsons, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
Fresh Prince could be there.
Fresh Prince. Okay. Yeah, there's many series these days, but there's very few comedy series like Brooklyn 911. And when they do come out, they tend to be like on this woke agenda BS, which makes them non-funny at all. But I think Brooklyn Nine-Nine is 911 or 911. Yeah, they're still doing it right.
9/11. What?
What is it? What? Oh, it's what? 911. But yeah, okay. Well, let us know what your top are. If mine make sense. Maybe insulting somebody by saying what I said about Modern Family. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me. You need to watch it. I understand at the beginning Sofia Vergara's accent is a little annoying, but once you get used to it, the whole show is amazing. Okay. Oh no, Kiko, you know How I Met Your Mother? That's a great series. No, I mean, you want to know How I Met Your Mother? We used to date. What the fuck, right? For real? Yeah, for real. Okay. There. South Park, are you for real, Kiko? You like South Park? Little cartoons, man? That's fucking for kids. I'm like, okay, I'm a kid. Okay. Yeah, we're open to any comments, any criticism. We out. San Francisco, Madrid. We love you. Peace out.